Hey everybody, so this is your quick reminder that there's going to be a lot of fiery energy this week due to a bunch of astrological stuff, right? And if you want to learn more about astrology, go to Soulful Revolution with Mary Jo Cranmore on YouTube. She does tarot and astrology, but anyway, there's also going to be that super full moon, right, with Aries, but the energy this week and in some subsequent weeks are going to be very fiery. And I'm already getting people who are talking to me who are like, in this very fiery type of way. Like they're very frustrated very quickly or upset very quickly or taking things offensively very quickly, like very quick to defend themselves, right? And, has nothing to do with me, right? Like I know that the things that they're talking about has to do with things that are triggering their wounds. And it's a really good thing to look at it that way, right? Like what is this trigger? And is this a wound that I can actually start to heal? And then go and find out how to do that, right? So my wellness course, I talk about how to heal a lot of the wounds that we have. Because to me, a lot of them are from attachment, from not having boundaries, that type of thing. And that's on my website, but also boundaries. So a really great way to also not be super reactive in an unpleasant way to people and just tell them to go fuck off, is by having boundaries. And one of the ones that's really great is a psychological boundary. And I learned this from Julian Taylor Shore. And I did talk about boundaries on my wellness course as well. Excuse me. And I always protect myself every day. I imagine that boundary. I say it's benevolent and respectful to allow people to have their own point of view and view of the world. You know, they're not hurting me. You know, they're not calling me names. They're not being abusive in any way, like, you know, yelling at me or putting hands on me or anything like that. So it's respectful to allow them to have what they need to think about the world. And then it allows me to come from a place of pause, a place of like compassion, even if I start to get kind of activated. It gives me a space to like take a breath, to remind myself what is true and about me can come through into my imaginary bubble. What is not true, not about me, stays out. And I go through this process. Julian Taylor Shore goes through this process even more in depth in her book, Setting Boundaries That Stick. And in my course, I go through like a little bit of the boundary process as well. So it's super, super connecting to have boundaries, and also it allows you to not explode at people and then have a lot of rupture and a lot of relationships, and then you have to go eat crow and like repair the relationships, right? Because that's no fun, because I've had to do that too. I used to be very reactive and very, very volatile whenever it came to my words, when it came to just like yelling or screaming or things like that. These things were modeled for me, so I just thought that's the way that you communicate, right? I had no idea how to communicate effectively and in a more kind way. Until I started doing my own self-work. So I invite you to look into everything that I just got through talking about. Watch yourself this week. Write it down on your phone. Make a voice memo on your phone. Write it in a journal, but don't say it. And then think, what is a clear and kind way to say this after you've calmed down, right? And then even note, like, is this even important for me to say? Because most of the time, it's not. Okay. Like, follow, subscribe, and share. Bye.